Welcome, people of planet Earth and all planets beyond. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Josh. Welcome to Heat Check. This is our weekly look at the top 10 highest selling vintage t-shirts of the last 2 weeks. Let's get into it. So back to a little bit of more normal programming. This week we are looking at the last 2 weeks of vintage t-shirt sales. We did the Durango Festivus auction recap, and then we did some sweatshirts. But we're going to get back on the t-shirts, and then next week we'll be back onto Levi's again after taking a little bit of break from the Levi's. Anyways, this week has got some really crazy t-shirts. Nirvana dominates. Not the Nirvana necessarily you think of, but some really cool pieces. Pretty much grunge all the way through except for a few outliers. So some really interesting t-shirts you don't normally see. Especially at the top of the list, super awesome. So let's dive right in and see what sold over the last 2 weeks for big money. All right, at number 10, we have this vintage Ice Cube rap tee, 90s hip hop. This thing's pretty sick. Dangerous Crown. This thing looks like it's in great condition. Maybe is it a hole right there? Maybe. Yeah, there's a little bit of wear, a little hole in the armpits. Pretty normal at this point. The back hit is crazy cool. The world is mine. The graphic looks like it's in great condition. There's a tag we would expect to see on one of these guys. Yeah, I can't tell if that's a hole there or just maybe a dark spot. But otherwise, looks like it's in pretty good condition. Pretty decent t-shirt right here. Definitely a dope one. This one is sold for $1,025 plus shipping. Fire tee. Alright, we make a pretty significant jump here from number 10 to number 9. We have this 1994 Pulp Fiction t-shirt. This is the long sleeve version, which I think is maybe a little bit more rare than the short sleeve versions you see. Yeah, let's see. It looks like it's in great condition. A little bit faded. Some unstitched or some loose stitching. But otherwise looks great. It doesn't show me a good, let's see, there's a good picture of a tag here. Yeah, sure enough, right there. The Hanes Beefy made in USA, assembled in Mexico. Fabric made in USA, assembled in Mexico. Long sleeve. This one sold for $1,200. That seems to me a bit high. We've seen this t-shirt go for, at least the short sleeve version, $700 to $1,000. And typically, in my experience, has been long sleeves don't sell as well, but maybe it's a little bit more rare because it is long sleeve. So either way, super crazy dope t-shirt right here. Sold for $1,205 plus shipping out of Orlando, Florida. Vintage Bandit, good job. All right, at number 8, we have a fairly regular t-shirt we see on this lineup. The Nirvana In Utero t-shirt looks like it's in a really nice, clean condition. I don't see any major stains. There's some holes. There's a little worn around the collar. But as far as like stains and whatnot, it looks like it's plenty clean. Super dope. This t-shirt sold for $13.50. It's a regular on this list with shipping. No. All right, at number 8, we have a regular on this list. We have the vintage Nirvana In Utero on the giant tag. A couple holes and worn around the collar. It looks pretty thin to me. It's always a good sign. There is some sort of something down here on the corner, but that's no big deal. The fact that it's worn like that is generally a good sign that this is more legit, potentially. Looks great. Licensed to Nirvana or to Giant. Fantastic t-shirt here. Love it. One of my favorites. This one sold for $13.50 plus shipping. All right, at number 7, we have this Nirvana Nevermind Dead Stock t-shirt. We're definitely going to see a lot of Nirvana here on this list this week. They did do pretty well. We have the old Brockham Group tag. This one says it's dead stock, new without tags. But man, this thing is really ridiculously clean. Almost too clean. I don't like finding t-shirts like this because it always gives me the sus vibes, but either way, let's just assume that it is legit. It does look pretty incredible as a dead stock t-shirt here. Again, I don't authenticate these t-shirts while we do. We just look at the solds. And this one sold for $1,400 plus shipping. Incredible t-shirt if it's all legit. Now at number 6, I did tell you that Nirvana was going to dominate. I'm not sure what's going on. They're obviously not going on tour or anything. So not entirely sure what's up with that. But there's a lot of them on this list this week. We have the Nirvana 90s Kurt Cobain Memorial t-shirt. It has the In Utero up front. It's on the Fruit of the Loom, early 90s Fruit of the Loom tag, one of my favorite tags. And then we have the Tribute Memorial on the back. Love the Nirvana font there, super cool looking. Yeah, super dope. One of the cool tees, one of the cooler tees. I don't think it was probably licensed. It probably was an unlicensed bootleg, but that's still pretty cool. This one sold for $14.89 with 49 cents with free shipping. Super cool t-shirt, definitely one of my favorite, especially the back graphic here. I think it's really sick. So cool t-shirt. Number 5, we have the vintage giant 1998 Deftones Around the Fur band t-shirt. This one is, I remember these probably being, these are pretty hard to come by. You can see they're on the more new giant tag, which is kind of interesting, especially considering how much this has apparently sold for. Pretty incredible here. This t-shirt. Let's do it again. All right, at number 5, we have this vintage 1998 Deftones Giant Around the Fur t-shirt. I believe this one is pretty hard to come by, which is probably why the price is what it is. This thing looks super duper clean, almost dead stock, to be honest. You don't see a lot of wear here on the tag. This is the newer giant tag that was used towards the turn of the millennium. I don't know if they're showing off maybe a little bit of, no, they're showing either. Yeah, there's the copyright information. This t-shirt sold for $1,500 plus shipping. Seems a bit high to me. I know I've seen this t-shirt go for a lot more than I've always thought it should be worth. But $1,500 still seems a lot, but still a great t-shirt. Congratulations to the seller and the buyer. At number 4, we have a continuation of the dominance of grunge t-shirts this week. Pretty surprised to see so many grunge t-shirts this high up on the heat check. But we have this Mudhoney with the big muff pie graphic. That's one of my favorite pedals. And Mudhoney is super dope. It's got some, looks like defects, some discoloration, all that jazz. But who cares at this point? Big giant, looks like a big giant rip on the back, but this one is a hard t-shirt to come by. Yeah, look at that big old hole in the sub pop. That's kind of wild. Looks like it's almost like intentional. Yep, on the Stedman, like this is a crazy t-shirt. Super rare. We haven't seen, I don't think we've seen a Mudhoney t-shirt on this list ever. But not because it's not valuable, but just hard to come by. This one sold for $1,799.95 with free shipping. One of the coolest tees I have seen on this heat check list ever. Incredible t-shirt. All right, at number 3, we have the only Marvel representation on this heat check list this week. We have the Marvel Wolverine Omega Red Mega Print. This thing is, absolute fire. You can tell that it looks like it appears to be, it's dead stock, new without tags. It does have the old sticker on there. It appears that it has been folded for a very long time. What a freaking dope t-shirt. The artistry on these t-shirts is incredible. I freaking love them. That's why they command the price that they do. This dead stock t-shirt, size XL, perfect size, never worn, just taken out of its original packaging. That's all. Not a bootleg or reprint, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, this t-shirt definitely, I believe, deserves the price that it got. It sold for $2,000 plus shipping. Congratulations, Bam Bam at $220. Great t-shirt find right here. Great sale. One of the cooler ones. Now at number 2, I told you Nirvana was going to dominate, and you have to believe that there was definitely going to be a heart-shaped box tour tee on here somewhere. And sure enough, we have it right here at a number 2. Thank God it's not a number 1, because it would not qualify, because we made a rule that this t-shirt is no longer allowed to occupy the number 1 spot. But it occupies the number 2, and naturally it sold for the second highest price of the last 2 weeks. Again, we've seen this t-shirt a million times at this point. A beautiful t-shirt. It looks like it's in great condition. Everything about it looks fantastic. This one sold for a bit more than we've been seeing this t-shirt go for. We've seen this t-shirt go for over the last 6 months or so under $2,000, at least somewhat regularly. This one sold for $2,300 with free shipping. So great sale, and a bit on the pricier side, but maybe there's a little uptick in Surge and Nirvana t-shirts as we're seeing here on the list. And this one just needed to be there on the top. But incredible t-shirt, super dope. Now, before we get to number 1, I do want to remind you, if you want to support the channel, you can do so real easily by clicking the join button and becoming a member below. It's only $2.99 per month, and it really helps us out. It does give you access to a live stream exclusive to members, where I go over everything that I have bought over the last week and talk about pricing and resale value, etc., etc. Alright, at number 1, sticking with the Sub Pop and grunge theme, we have this 1990s Sonic Youth Dirty Gracias Brockham t-shirt. This t-shirt looks like it's pretty clean. Like, it's hard to find this t-shirt in a clean condition. Of course, there are going to be some defects here and there. That's just sort of the way these things go. We got a little bit of pinholes that seem to just develop on t-shirts naturally, but generally speaking, looks pretty good all around. Definitely a t-shirt worth buying and worth wearing. These are hard to come by. They're always really valuable. Sonic Youth is held in high regard. And it tops number 1 on this list this week at $2,750. Free shipping out of West Palm. Good job, Secondhand USA. Good sale. And an incredible t-shirt picked up by whoever bought it. Now, that was a top 10. Grunge clearly dominating from front to back, with just a few exceptions there. Super cool t-shirt lineup this week. Next week we'll see vintage Levi's, and hopefully see some really cool pieces as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.